like, oh, you fucking love oat. Oh, he goes, oh, milk. I well, I got something for you. I drink oat milk. Ah! And everyone's like, why is he wearing an oats shirt?
It must be hard for the dairy industry these days. Everyone's on oats and
Yeah.
what are they going to do?
Because they were like, well, how are you going to milk an oat? So we were acting out milking like tall, tiny, powdery
oats tit.
Oats tits.
Nice. Welcome to the Craic Comedy Club podcast.
Hey.
We're here with the one and only Emily Ashmore.
Yeah, that's me. Thanks for having me.
Emily. She's back, but mangled.
Yeah.
Tell us. So
a bit in bits, but I'm back.
And so, Emily's, tell us about your knees. You've got a crutch now. We thought you were on the gear. Last night you showed up with a walking stick, and we're like, she's done it. She's been under bridges with.
Absolutely, yeah.
some of the
And now
locals.
I'm back. I just have really fucked up 80-year-old woman knees.
Is that the official term for it? Is
Yes.
it medical?
Itis.
80-year-old woman knee-itis. Oh, no.
Oh shit, they got me so young. But they're just like really fucked up. So got them sorted and now I'm back.
Wow.
You got them sorted?
Yeah. They just
They
literally
took the knees of a 20-year-old woman. And put them
and
in.
implanted them into my tits.
Well, how are
and now I have great tits
Great.
and great knees.
There you go. 90-degree tits and 90-degree knees. How did they fix? How did they fix your knees?
Loads of screws.
Really?
Metal? You
Yeah,
like Wolverine
metal
now?
screws. Yeah, just loads in the knees, so they just like stay in place.
No way.
Yeah.
So have you got your original patellas? They're still in there?
The original patellas are in there. Yeah, she's just supported by lots of metal.
Sweet. Are you impressed that I said patella?
Really was. I was like, how did you know
I was
that?
good in the opera. And it's easy to remember because if you put Nutella on your knees, it's Nutella.
Is that how you remembered all your body parts? You found the
Oh,
food that rhymed with.
Yeah. And then I'd use my my scapula bone to scoop it up because it's shaped like a spatula. Yeah, but it was all food parts. But yeah, man, the patella, like that's mad that the knee. You can feel your kneecap moving around. Was it shifting?
Yeah, it was just shifting. Sometimes I would
Shifting
look down.
other knees.
Yeah, just making out with other knees. I would look down and it would just look like my leg was just on backwards. So
Oh,
it would be like,
geez
yeah,
Louise.
it'd be like a Barbie doll, like someone just pulled it out and just like put it in the wrong way around. And
So
I'd be
you're-
like, oh, okay.
Like
What,
Mr.
your
Tumnus from the.
Yeah,
London
kind
Army.
of.
So what, your
But not-
tendons and your ligaments weren't connecting.
Yeah, to the cap. And my kneecap was actually in my thigh.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah.
that's nuts.
I'm pretty fucked up, yeah. Like, you wouldn't know because
now
I'm
they
so well
put
put
the
together.
They put
But
the kneecap.
And you wear
You
trousers.
held yourself. Yeah, you held yourself out together with these problems. You'd be doing gigs and stuff, and never mentioned a thing about your 80-year-old womanitis, knees itis, and you're just doing the gigs, doing great, ripping it, and then. I mean, it must have been like a few months later. You're like, "Oh yeah, no, actually, I've had several surgeries now," and I was like, "What?"
yeah, you
You're
were like,
very
huh?
much- you hit it very well from everyone.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people, most comedians, they come on stage and they're like, "Oh, like, woe is me. I've got like so many problems," and you come on, you're like, "No,
Not me.
not
Fit as a
correct."
fiddle. I
Yeah.
can dance right now. No, I think I was just trying to practice for when I make enough money to get my nose job. And then people would be like, do you have any work done? I'd be like, no, no, not
never at
me.
all.
Never.
Do you have 80-year-old woman nose-itis as well?
No, I just have a big nose.
You don't have a big
about?
nose. You don't have
Are
a
you
big.
serious?
Damo's got
Yeah,
a big nose.
Oh, look at this pointy schnoz.
No, you got a normal sized nose as well. You
Well,
got a
wait,
very normal
wait
sized
until you
nose.
see me in like 5 to 10 years when I make enough money to get my nose job, and you'd be like, her nose was actually huge.
No, don't do
No,
that. 'Cause then you
don't
see these
change
actors.
anything.
You see some
Don't
of these
change
actors, and they
anything.
were like really hot, like Hollywood actors. Like who's that one? She was in the OC or something. She was really hot, and then she got loads of stuff done, and now she's like, I just don't. My brain is. She was so much hotter.
Yeah.
She was so.
Do you know,
much
part of
I
me
know,
wishes
sad.
that the
Before.
technology didn't exist for people to cosmetically change themselves.
Yeah.
Who's the actor in
yeah.
Dance? What was that dance movie from the 60s?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my God. She looks totally different from Dirty Dancing.
Dirty Dancing.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
then, and then she got a nose job, and like she was really pretty, and then she got a nose job, and then she was like, well, actually, you stood out a lot more when you had your
Her
nose.
face
For
was,
sure.
was one of the reasons why she would have got the job. She
Yeah.
would have been
Yeah.
a
They're
great
like,
actor.
You're pretty,
and
but
then
you got a slightly big
she had
nose.
the look.
But that's a cool look. You're in.
Yeah.
And now she's
Absolutely.
like, you're pretty, and there's a lot of pretty people. You're out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta have something.
How was she to know that all her talent was in her nose? You know,
Yeah,
it's sad.
and likewise, maybe all your talent was in your knees. Shouldn't have gotten the surgery.
Should've.
Oh,
Nah, nah.
shit.
Yeah.
That girl's got such a funny
Oh,
walk.
fuck. Yeah. They loved the way I limped onto stage. Yeah.
That girl over there with a huge schnoz was like limping all over the place.
That clown lady with the nose and the knees. My God.
Like you were made for comedy.
She doesn't need to say a word. This is the best show I've ever seen.
What have I done? What have I done?
I like the backwards legs. Do that again. Do the backwards legs. You're walking backwards with your nose.
In excruciating pain.
See, everything for a reason. That's why your nose is so big, so people know that that's the front of your face and not the back because you're walking backwards because your legs are on the wrong way.
Yeah, that's very true. I like that, yeah.
Plus, you have a nose ring. If you didn't want to draw attention to your nose, don't put metal in it.
Yeah, that's true.
Big, shiny, big bull ring sticking out.
Yeah, just to accessorize it.
That's funny, eh? My ears are too big. I'll just put one of those big loops in it.
Yeah. Did not think that true,
But you got a great nose.
thank you so much.
Yeah,
you
don't
guys
change.
also have nice noses. I
I
wouldn't
think
change
everyone's
that
noses
either.
like suit them, I think.
Yeah, they
Most.
often
Apart
say
from the
that.
French, they are big noses. No, just kidding. Just kidding. Gerard Depardieu, I wouldn't change his nose for the world.
You did a show about your knees.
Yeah, kind of about my knees, yeah. So it was about like you were saying, I hadn't talked about it at all really for like the whole time I was doing stand-up, and then I was like, maybe I could do it in a show and just put it all in, because I didn't really know how to talk about it, because I was still going through the surgery, so it was all very like fresh, you know. So then I was like, yeah, fuck it, I'm just gonna write a bit about it and do the show about it. So yeah, it was fun. And now I can do a sequel because I got my other knee done.
Yes.
You got both knees done now.
Yeah.
Nice. What was the first show called?
Ashes to Ashmore.
Ashes to Ashmore. What's the sequel going to be?
More ashes, more Ashmore.
Oh yeah.
Two ashes,
More
two
of it.
Ashmore.
We'll just put a 2 after.
Yeah.
But you did that show in the Dublin Fringe on this very stage where we're at.
Yeah,
where
in
we're
this
right
very
now.
room. Yeah.
And it was a great. Like that was because that was your
Great.
first big solo show. Like what was it like?
Yeah, it was really scary. There's a few more people here than there are tonight, which was good. There was more than 3 people at it every night. It was scary, I think, because I've never like pushed myself to do that. But it was like the best thing ever as well, because it was like Monday to Thursday, and 45 minutes of just me.
Great.
So I was like, yeah, this is amazing.
Did it fly through? Like when
Flew.
you're on stage, like it goes really quick. When,
Goes really quick, and then when it was over, I was like, "Oh, I can't believe this is over now!" Like it was,
More.
it was crazy. Yeah,
Ashmore.
The withdrawal.
yeah, Ashmore. Yeah, exactly.
Did
But,
you rewrite it during the run of it?
Yes,
Yeah.
a little bit. Yeah. It was just kind of like a lot of my sets, and then with the like kind of the knees kind of woven through all of that, because it just kind of made sense that way. And then as it was going on, I was like thinking of things, and people were saying stuff to me, and then I had this like interactive bit at the end, because my kneecaps, like the condition that I have actually doesn't have like a name. So like I had this little competition for the best like name every show. So I'd like take suggestions from the audience, like what would you call it? Because I was hoping that the doctor would let me name the condition. Do you know
After
what I mean?
you, yes.
Yeah, because I was
It
like,
usually happens.
it was
That's what-
really rare. So I was like, do you think you could call it like Emily Ashmore syndrome or something? And he was like, no.
Ashmore knees. I said, what was something?
It's gonna get a medical
It's
scientific
usually,
term.
Yeah, yeah.
Or it's like, Dr. Asperger, like the person who
Yeah.
finds and coins the disorder first. But you're like, no, it's the patient first, all right?
Yeah.
It's Emily
I want to be
Ashmore.
remembered. Like, I'm here making jokes about it. So I had that every night at the end of the show. People would give me like suggestions
Best
for what I could
suggestion,
call.
what was it?
A lot of them were just like knee puns. Do you know what I mean?
that's
Like
good.
they
Bee's
it would
knees.
be like bees knees. It was a lot of that, yeah. And I just like
I don't
the
know any other knees
ones-
puns actually. Are there any other knee puns? I can't
Oh,
remember.
people were kind of like, like they would do like salmonella, but they do like platella ella, stuff like that.
that
Do
is
you know what I
good.
mean? They would like shoehorn it in. I only really liked the ones, like this is how much of a narcissist I am, but I only really liked the ones that had my name in it. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, we're looking for my name.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In it too, so people can read about me, and you're
Yeah.
just gonna be like, oh my god,
Yes.
she was so brave.
Emily Ash knees.
Yeah, she
Ashley
yeah,
Moore
exactly.
knees. Yeah, we'll think of something. Yeah,
sure.
and now that you're limping around with a crutch, any problems that you find?
People just look at you all the time. They're just like, when they see you walking around with a crutch, because they're like, what is wrong with you?
Oh, they're
and
trying
then,
to pick it.
Yeah, and then
Well,
sometimes
see, because that
people will just
condition has
ask you.
never been around before, they don't understand it.
Yeah, and it's way too long for me to go
Have you
into
got
it.
Ashmoreitis?
Yeah.
It's catching on.
We did it.
Um,
But people would be
who
like,
asks you?
just like random men, mostly older men, will just be like, what's the deal there? And I'd be like,
What do men just really want
What?
to talk to people? And they love ailments. Old people love ailments.
yeah. I'm like, well, what's wrong with you? And then it's
Mm.
a bit awkward sometimes because, like, obviously one of the luxuries of having an ailment is that you get a seat on the bus without fail. You hobble on and you get your seat on the bus. But it gets a little bit awkward sometimes when somebody else also with an ailment also comes on the bus.
And they're older.
Mm.
Yeah, and they're older.
And can you even believe them?
And can you even believe them? And can they even believe me? So it's like this whole like kind of showdown. Like, you
There's a
know,
lot of trust on the bus. Do you know? You're able to trust these other people with a large belly
Absolutely.
or a crutch. And you're like, well, you know, I used to be an actor. I remember, you know, you pull a few stunts to get a few things out of life.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
These guys coming on the bus, you're like, who do you believe?
Who do you believe? Yeah, that makes me sound really bad. Most of the time, I will get up for somebody that looks worse than me. But like, do you know what I mean?
You look horrible. Sit down.
What's your disorder?
Being gross.
Get your shit
Take
together.
my seat then.
Yeah.
Jesus.
There's nothing wrong with me. Trust me, there is.
Or you feel like
You-
looking
you
around at all the
reek.
other people and being like, are none of you gonna get up for one of us? But there was like, I got on the bus last night after the gig. We were heading home, and Rob, my boyfriend, was with me. And I sat down beside this guy. There was a spare seat. And like Rob was like looking at me, and the guy was like, "Oh, is that your boyfriend? He can sit down here. Like, I'll give him my seat." And I was like, "There's nothing wrong with him." I was like, "You don't need to give him."
Oh,
your
so
seat.
something wrong with the
He
guy
was
that
just
was
being a
gonna...
nice guy, though.
Yeah, I was just like, "No."
Rob, you stand.
He's just like,
Your able knees.
yeah. He's like,
I
I
was
can move. And you were like, don't fucking enable this Rob guy. All right?
He is in the prime of his life. He's fit and healthy. What are you
I know
doing?
he
Like?
gives the little puppy dog eyes on the bus. Me, 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 me. Don't give him that seat.
Yeah.
That's mad, yeah. Like varying levels of disabilities on the bus. Who gets priority?
Yeah.
That needs to be clarified on the bus somehow. Could you
Definitely some signage. Yeah.
Yeah, from like 1 to 10.
Me there at 10.
Ashmore-itis, number 1.
Yes.
Yeah. And then
That makes me say it's so awful. Like, I would definitely get up for somebody.
you would.
That's good. And then like
Definitely.
pregnant. How pregnant are you? Like
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
many weeks
Pregnant.
Yeah.
Pregnant. Not sure. Number 10.
Give it a few more days.
in? Who's the father?
Yeah.
Oh, what?
Might get an abortion. No, you're,
Bottom of the
bus,
line.
back
Yeah,
of the
yeah.
bus.
you're standing.
Get the air coach to the airport.
How late is your period, really?
Yeah. Missed 2 periods? Question mark. Take a seat.
I'm late. Yes, you are.
Yeah.
The bus is late and so am I.
Have you tried this chatbot GPT yet?
No.
Have you heard of chatbot GPT?
Is this an AI thing?
It's the new big AI thing everyone's talking
Ew,
about.
Exciting.
Yeah, I was telling you about it, Damo.
Yeah,
It's-
let's see if we can do diagnoses as well.
Oh, well, I just got
Oh.
a few things I wrote in, but then we can actually get the app up or the website up and can write a few things in again.
I'm
So
very like
basically-
behind with AI. Like, I not only do I have the needs of an 80-year-old, I have like the interests of an 80-year-old as well. So like
Nice.
all that, I'm like, oh, that new tech.
Yeah, you're like
I wouldn't
knitting
have
and
a
scones
clue.
and that'll do.
Yeah, literally, yeah.
With these old knees, no AI for me.
Yeah.
Um,
I won't live to see it.
Yeah, I let my body do the talking and my knees say no.
so it's like a language AI. It can just generate language. I don't know the techno. I don't know all the stuffy
Okay.
stuff, but I just type
Algorithm-y
things in and
stuff.
I find it funny.
Okay, cool.
But it's mad. Like it'll give you anything. Like it can give you an essay. It can give you a fucking speech. It can give you a PowerPoint presentation type thing. It can even do programming for you.
Oh, wow.
So you type in what you want, and it gives you. It just like types back, right?
You
so
can do your homework.
you can do your homework, yeah. So I gave it a few commands. I gave it one little. The most recent one I did was write me a wedding speech for a recovering alcoholic.
Nice.
What you got, AI? Give me a little
you
speech.
got?
This is the speech you gave you. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today as a proud and grateful man. I am proud to be marrying the love of my life, and I am grateful for the support and understanding of my friends and family. I also stand before you as a recovering alcoholic. It's no secret that I have had a difficult journey with alcohol, and it's something that has affected not just me, but those around me. But I'm here today to tell you, with the love and support of my family and friends and the strength of my own will, and it goes on. It's amazing. Okay,
I
so
like how he
That's
just copy
crazy.
and pasted it. The first line of the second paragraph is like, oh, I better put the alcoholic thing in there.
Really soon. I love my wife, but also.
But also, I'm a drunk.
So then,
Yeah.
so then I was like, how good is this fucking AI with language? You know, can it rhyme? Yes,
Oh.
it can. So here's what I asked it next. All right.
Oh, Eminem, yeah.
Write, write me a rhyming poem about an alcoholic who won the lottery.
This alcoholic has the best life.
I think it's good to just
Wedding crashes.
see what it can do with
lottery.
like, you know, fucking addictions and disorders. Like how much does the AI kind of
Yeah.
get? This poem, it was written by an AI chatbot. And okay, here we go. An alcoholic with a lucky ticket won the lottery. What a trick. He thought his problems could be solved. Money in his pocket. Life evolved. He bought himself a fancy car and a big old house not too far. But the bottle remained his true love. His addiction, a constant shove. Don't get that last line there. Don't shove, I don't know. Anyway,
That's very good.
he spent his days in drunken haze, his nights in bars in wild craze, the money gone, his life a mess, his future bleak, nothing to impress. But then he realized one day that true wealth lies not in pay. He sought help and turned his life around, and his fortune truly profound. That's a fucking bot. That's a bot.
Are
You should
sure
enter
that's
that
a bot
into,
and
like,
not just some
competitions?
dude. Just
No,
like
it
a-
wrote it in like 0.3 seconds. Like I
No
typed it in and then it was
way.
like, shkum.
No.
I swear to fucking God, man, this thing, the world in the next 5 years, all copy. If you're listening to this and you're a copywriter, find another job.
Yeah, you're
You
screwed.
got like probably less than a year left for you. 5 years for
To
fucking-
live.
To live. Your knees are going to be fuck. It's contagious. Run.
You're going to be kneecapped by robots. You're
Yeah.
gonna be like Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Copywriters out of work. Who else is going to be out of work with this kind of shit?
Artists. Have
Us?
you seen? Have you
Yeah.
seen all of the? Oh no, we'll be all right.
Do you reckon?
Yeah, yeah.
What if
people
they-
you still got to remember a script and read it, and it's the energy of
Yeah.
the audience. Like, do robots feel the energy of a room yet?
Yeah. No,
Probably
probably
not.
not.
We do.
Probably not.
We do.
All right, I've got some more
Maybe
up
you
here right
could
now.
just pay an actor though to read that out.
Yeah, you could do.
Do you want to hear another one I wrote?
Yeah.
into
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Okay, another
I
challenge
wrote.
for chatbot.
Hey, hey, hey! How about, why don't you this time read it and we guess what you typed in?
Yeah,
Oh,
that's good.
yeah,
That's good.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
That's good. That's good. Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you today with a heavy heart. I have made a grave mistake.
Let me
Oh,
guess
no.
first of all.
It's an
Alcoholic killed somebody.
Hold on, hold
who
on.
who won the lottery, got married, lost
then-
the lottery, lost his wife,
and then killed
divorced.
the groom.
Wait, listen to the Jeep
Anyway.
chatbot. Okay.
Sorry.
I have made a grave mistake, one that has hurt the people I love most and has let down the community that I have been honored to serve. I have been unfaithful to my wife, and in doing so I have betrayed her trust as well as the trust of my family, friends and supporters. I know that my actions have caused pain, and for that I am truly sorry. I understand that as a public figure my behavior is held to a higher standard and I have failed to meet that standard. I have let down the people that I love and serve. Wait for it. I want to be clear that this is not an excuse for my actions, but I want to address that it was a same-sex affair with my male tennis coach.
Oh.
And as a politician, it may be a sensitive topic for some. I understand that it may be difficult for some to understand or accept, but I want to assure you that my personal life should not affect my capacity to serve as a politician. And it goes on a little bit. All right, guess, guys. Guess what
Whoa.
my original request
Michael
was.
D. Higgins' resignation speech.
I didn't know he played tennis. I knew everything else. Should have guessed.
You
Yeah,
got to guess?
yeah. A politician had an affair with his wife with his gay tennis coach, and he's an alcoholic.
No,
Yeah.
so it was a public apology speech for a politician who cheated on his wife with his male tennis coach.
Oh, it's close.
You were
You were
close.
very close. You gave that AI a lot, though. You gave it a lot to work with.
I gave
And
it
how
a
long
lot to
did
work
that
with, but
take?
I just love when it gives it you like it's going to give you the first part and then it's going to give you the twist of your request
Yes.
each and every
yes.
That's
time.
very
Yeah.
good.
With
Um,
emotion.
And this might be my favorite one. And I'll leave it at this. Okay, no more chatbot GPT. But if a few comedians might be listening to this, you might learn a few things about this one.
Oof.
Ooh.
Write a public apology speech for a comedian who is being too politically preachy.
Oh.
All right, so here's a public
use this
apology from
tonight.
you know who you are listening to this with your political rants on stage. All right. Dear fans and friends, I come before you today with a heavy heart and a deep sense of remorse. I have let you down as a comedian. I have failed to live up to the expectations of entertaining and making you laugh. Instead, I have been too politically preachy in my performance, and I understand that it has turned off many of you, and for that, I apologize. I know that many of you come to my shows to escape the stresses of everyday life and to have a good time.
Yeah.
I realize that my recent performance has not been in line with that, and I understand that it has caused disappointment and frustration. I want to assure you that I understand that my role as a comedian is to entertain and not to force my political views on my audience. I take full responsibility for my actions, and I'm committed to improving and providing a more balanced and enjoyable experience for you. Blah, 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 blah. I apologize and ask for forgiveness, and I'm an entertainer, and I'll be making you laugh more and more. Kind of that was basically what I was saying.
It's
Jesus.
kind of like the AI feels worse about being politically preachy than it does about having the affair with the tennis coach.
Yeah.
Like that was a more heartfelt apology.
Yeah,
Like it was like, I've let you down, I've let my people down. Like it was
I think
really
it's probably because the AI is actually annoyed at a lot of comedians.
Yeah.
How preachy they get.
And
That's
we're
how
always
it actually feels.
rinsing on the AI people, you know.
Yeah.
Where freedom of speech is like their worst nightmare.
I hope that didn't get too personal there for a second about the AI. You know what though? I did a lot of. I've got tons of them.
And what's that called again? The app? or whatever?
Chatbot, Chat GPT. I did loads of apologies, and I might try integrate it. I'll read some more next week. People that I've been pissed off with. Right, get this. This is a nice little exercise for your mental health. You're pissed off at someone. They fucking did you wrong. Right?
Yeah.
They skipped
Okay.
you in the queue. They didn't get up off their seat on the bus, even though they've got great knees. Whatever it is, and you're like really angry. Open up Chatbot GPT and say, write a apology letter from a mean old man on the bus who won't get up, and blah blah blah, and then read back the apology letter and like
As if it's them.
as if it's them. And you're like, yeah, they should have apologized. That's what they would have said. Thank you for that apology,
And you feel better.
and you feel better.
Wow.
Good on ya.
I
So-
feel like you've just figured out my mental health.
Man, therapists will be
Crazy.
another one out of a job.
Therapist out of a job, chatbot.
therapists.
Because therapists just sit there and they listen and then they go, and how do you feel about that? So you could just easily, a chatbot could do that.
Yeah.
Get the, how do you feel about that app?
Yeah.
When there's
yeah.
a gap, it goes, and how do you feel about that? Yeah.
And
And then the next thing it says, and now your time is up. We'll see you next week. That's the other thing.
they made an app like that in like the 60s or 70s in like Stanford University or something. And it was like a fake therapist, and it just had like a prompt of like 20 different or however many different responses, mainly and how do you feel about that? And they tested it on like staff in the university, secretaries and different people, and they all like got emotionally attached to the program.
Whoa.
They were like, no, I want to talk to it again. It's been like it listens. It's amazing.
No way.
Like you instantly think it is. You know, you give it
You get a connection with it.
Yeah, you get a connection with it.
Because you've shared more
Wow.
to this thing than other humans that you've.
Yeah, so
met.
chatbot is going to do like that basically. Yeah.
Chatbot rules.
That's
Have you
crazy.
typed up any of them about something I've done wrong?
Yeah.
Have
I didn't
I-
want to get into the apologies.
Have
from,
I AI'd apologies?
write an apology from an Australian comedian who is late and no. Write an apology from an Irish comedian who has bad knees and
Who was 20 minutes late to
yeah,
this
yeah,
podcast
yeah.
recording.
Oh yeah. We should do one
No,
of them.
I'm not.
I'll say it
I don't think
genuinely
everything
now,
that
sorry.
personally. But speaking of therapy, this comedy show has to start now in about 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And we've
better wrap
a
it
duty
up.
to the audience.
Get that apology speech
yeah, I'll
up
get-
and running.
Yeah.
Sorry, we were late. It deeply hurt us.
You
We
were
were we were out having sex with our tennis coaches. We were really sorry about that.
My
being
gay
too
tennis
political.
And being political
Yeah.
during the sex in the tennis locker room.
If you're listening to this podcast and you haven't tried out Chat GPT, try it out. Write in whatever mad request you want, and if you find it funny, send it to us on Instagram DM.
Yeah, or just screenshot it, DM us. You could do that, and then what you asked it to say, and we'd love to read them out. What is the AI telling you
Yeah.
to say?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's good,
That's
isn't
good.
it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we better go.
Yeah. Thanks,
Thanks
guys.
again,
Thanks for having
Emily.
me.
Thank
Thanks
you,
a million.
Emily. Cheers.
Emily.
Thank you.